Hey everybody, I'm Dan Royal, Executive Director with BLogistics, and I have with me our president. Was nice enough to carve out some time for us to talk about who we are, what we do, and get into a little bit of the technical aspects. Andrew White, you want to say anything? Our president.
Thanks, Dan. So D&B has been a innovator in the freight audit and analysis space since our founding about 30 years ago. And I recently moved up as president and out of my previous role, which was chief software engineer and vice president. So I will try not to get too technical in the statements, but that is where my background's from.
Fantastic. So as everyone can see, we have a little slideshow we're going to go over. So in the audit portion for our freight billing last year, we were able to save our clients 14.17% across all of our clients. And this shows us a little bit of our history of our tenure. And over the last 5 years, when Andrew's taken over the new leadership team, you can see what we've done there. I'd like to say before we get into anything too technical that we're fully customizable, and we like to run with pre-audit opposed to post-audit. That's our preference. That way we get all of your bills and we have all your carrier contracts, and we're able to stop the errors, and we're able to stop the overcharges before they ever happen, so we don't have to go and get the money after the fact like in a post-audit. So most of this presentation is just going to be the technical of who we are opposed to everyone else, and like how we do what we do. All right, and then there'll be some examples of how we return data with invoices and an actual example of an invoice savings. All right, so go ahead and play this thing. So this slide came out of a think tank with me and Andrew and some other people on our team and some focus groups. And it's just simply showing the fact that two companies might look the same on the top, but the further down you look, you see on the left here, D&B is all in-house with basically all of our services, with all of our programs, with all of our rating software, and all of our staff. Everyone else is taking parts of maybe 4 or 5 systems that are out there, and they are trying to build off of that, and they've outsourced it. They're usually outsourcing their data capture and auditing as well. And then at the top, they try to look like us. We're a pioneer in the industry. 30 years ago, our founder was one of the pioneers in freight payment and auditing and big data analytics in this space. And then he started D&B, and we've moved on since then and really grown. You want to say anything on this, Andrew?
Yeah, it's the classical vertical integration stack issue. You want to be able to outsource things that are highly technical and detail oriented. But when you're selecting your outsourcing partners, you want to know that they have the full capacity to give you what you need, that they're not piecemealing things together and cobbling solutions that end up costing you or losing you control in it. So, for example, our data capture people are all trained in-house under strict control standards. Our auditors have decades of experience specifically in this industry. We work directly with you to make sure that the data analysis and the support that you need are all integrated into one solution. So whereas you can leverage our capacity in your outsourcing needs, you can also know that we're full house capable of offering you everything that's necessary. And you're not going to end up getting stuck with, well, we'll have to source up something. Oh, we'll put in a request for that. We have really positioned ourselves to be a good partner in your specialization fields.
That's fantastic, Andrew. Thank you. Here's our simple flow chart example. And we wanted to show how we differentiate ourselves here. And you can pause it and look at it. At the bottom are some of our services. The flow chart shows invoices coming in and going through our human data entry and human auditors and database. But on the top there, in 2008, Andrew developed and then rolled out our AI matching with open source ML, and everything goes into the D&B programs and then is matched with human auditors and goes into our database. And no one else is really doing this. And obviously since 08, it's gotten a lot better. Our R&D is years and years ahead of everyone else. So we're just continuing to get better. And that's 100% Andrew and his development team. Also, the little line above the services, our reverse logistics, was just the backwards example. So it would sort of here, go into the database. So once we get all the information, we save all the money and we stop all the overcharges and we return the reports with all the data points that we've read off the bills back to you, so you can see how to fully optimize your supply chain. And we've saved you a bunch of money in the process. And
Sorry, Dan, didn't mean
go
to
ahead.
step on you. So our flow here basically shows that we're using that same competence in highly trained, highly skilled individuals, and they run the tasks. But at the same time, you have to innovate and you have to save anywhere you can. So we've leveraged open source and some proprietary machine learning and AI software and OCR, optical character recognition, in order to try and speed up process, reduce costs, and also quantify those intangibles that you didn't know it was going to be an error until you found out it was an error. And machine learning is one of those things where you find patterns that you can look at a stack of paper every single day and know what the common errors are, but the new errors are emerging. And so we leverage all those technologies and we task them under highly trained, highly competent people in order to make sure that we're getting maximum value and maximum effect.
I think everybody is pretty much on the same page of who we are, some of our services, and have a better understanding of how we do it, Andrew. So I'm just going to run through the last couple slides and give some examples of some invoices and how we've processed them. This again is the same thing of everything we've talked about, more like the iceberg again, but in a high performance engine, and showing a lot of how we differentiate ourselves from the competition. One of the things I'll point out here is the no interest float on freight payment with inflation going up so high. If you choose to use our freight payment services, as soon as the check clears, the money's going out. So we're not making any interest off of your money. And I think that's one of the things that differentiates ourselves. Also a smaller staff, even though we're all in-house and we're not outsourcing, because of our tech, we can actually have a smaller staff. So that charges you less as well, and we're fully negotiable. Okay, here it is. So on the left, we have invoices coming in, and our AI and machine learning is going to read that whole document. Andrew's going to be able to tell you more about that if you want more information, but our human auditors are actually still going to look at that as well. And we're going to find every error against your contracts as we can. And then on the right, here's some examples of how we return the reports and that data back to you. And this is just one example. We can fully customize anything that you want using any kind of software or our software that you can imagine. Lastly, I want to show just an example of one bill that's come in. It's a real life example of an error that we've found. So once again, this comes in scanned into us, and we've got it before you so we can catch it. And you see in this example, 740219 is billed, and we only paid $827.11 on it because of all the errors. So savings of $6575.08, and this all reads in to our systems. The computer reads it all and looks for errors. Our human auditor looks for errors against your contracts, and that's all programmed in. And our staff is highly advanced and experienced in these contracts, and we'll catch just about everything. And we look forward to doing some business with you. We have a fantastic history, and right out of the gates, we immediately were a dominant player in the world, and we have been for years. We've never had a focus much on marketing, but me and Andrew sat down as he came in as president and decided that we wanted to have a business model that's going to last 50, 100 years. And part of that is just sharing the story a little bit more. And I would like to toot Andrew's horn one more time. We've doubled in size basically since he's come on. And if you want to contact us, go ahead and reach out to me directly, and we look forward to setting up a meeting with you. And thank you for your time. You want to say anything, Andrew?
Yeah, I'll just speak to the growth and to our finding new companies to partner up with. It's always been our goal to be an absolute asset to whoever we partner with. And as such, we've been very selective on the number of clients, the nature of our relationship, because we never want the goal of growth to eclipse the quality of service. So we've intentionally moderated what our capacity is to bring on new clients and that kind of thing. So we've wanted to keep small in the space so that you always know who your client rep is. You always know who you can call to escalate anything. It's a real person. You don't ever get stuck in a development stack waiting for some software engineer in India to come on as an outsource. That's never been our model. So that's why we specialize in our field.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you very much, and contact us with any questions.
Thanks so much.